Hey, welcome back. Today let's talk about how to deliver the best experience in a pinch to zoom inside an application. So here you are seeing my iPhone, so I can interact right here, and it's running the example application of the pinch to zoom plugin. And here we can see like one problem that I faced in the past in this application, that is when we try to zoom with the two fingers and they start to do a scroll, even if the two fingers are here to do the scale and to expand the image, it will not um, be treated as a scale because the Flutter was thinking that I actually wanted to scroll instead of zooming. So now the application have a way to solve it. So the package have this way of adding the block scroll that will be used to change the physics of the scroll. And when the two fingers are in the screen, we can disable the scroll and enable it again when the user takes it out. So here we have also a checkbox in the example application, and if I enable this checkbox, you can see that this will not happen again. So when I try to scroll with the two fingers, it will start the scale immediately. So we'll solve that problem. So this is like something that you really need to solve in your Flutter application, because it's the way that the gesture detector works. So I will also show you here the code that I have in this example. So here you have the variable that the package will change to block and unblock the scroll. So the idea is that when this variable is true, the single shot scroll view will not be scrollable, and when it's false, you can scroll. And here in the pinch to zoom, release and zoom widget, you can see that we have these two methods that will receive a function and that can enable and disable the scroll. So when the two fingers are on, you can disable the scroll, and the scroll starts to be blocked. That will create here the never scroll physics, and when the two fingers are off, it will disable the block scroll, and so the single shot scroll view returns to be scrollable. Okay, so this is how you solve it in your application, but maybe if you don't, if you also want to use the interactive viewer inside the scroller or something like that, you can dig a bit deeper and understand what I did in this package. So I will also show you how can you implement this in other contexts. So here in the pinch to zoom widget, we have a listener that is a more native stuff than the gesture detector. So gesture detector actually use the listener to create the kind of interactions we are used to. So here in the interactive viewer, we were using the on interaction start and the on interaction end to do the scroll, but this is coming from the on scale of the gesture detector. So you can see here that on interactive viewer they are using a listener and then a gesture detector, and what creates the interactions starting and stopping is this on scale start, on scale update, and on scale end. So they are using the on scale properties, and that on scale properties translate into these on interaction start and on interaction ends. And yeah, the way I did is to create like a listener above in the widget tree, that will check if the two fingers are in the screen. So this pointer event can detect how many fingers are you using to touch the screen, and with this information we could call the on two fingers stop, 2 fingers on and 2 fingers off. And yeah, this is actually something that probably is a nice way of fixing some problem, like when Flutter doesn't behave as you expect. You can always take advantage of being able to dig into inside the Flutter package. So you can really come here and just see the code. If gesture detector does not behave as you want, you can also come here and maybe copy the gesture detector. You can put breakpoints here, for example. If you don't understand, for example, at some point I was not understanding why the on scale start was not being triggered, and this explains a bit that they have like some logic related with how many fingers you have in the screen or not. And you can also see that they are also using a listener to create this behavior, so you can understand that, okay, if a gesture detector is not working as I want, probably I also need to use a listener and to filter a bit of what I want to present, or what are the gestures that I want to receive. And this way I could stop this single shot scroll view to block the scroll and to enable it again. You just need to be careful to enable it with a future delay, because here in the pinch to zoom, when you release, you have an animation that the widget is coming to the correct position. And during this animation, if you call a set state, it will just withdraw everything and you will not have the animation. And that's why the block screen, the block scroll is just called after some time. It's to avoid the set state in the middle of the animation that would create like something very strange. I can show you how it would work without this set state. So it will be to take this feature delayed out. Okay, set state, yeah. Okay, I'll do a not restart, and if I come here and now if I take, you can see it just, instead of having an animation, it just goes back to the place in the next frame, because that's what the set state does. And yeah, I guess this was the information that I wanted to pass in this video. I hope that helped you to make better apps, and see you next time.